Hey everyone, welcome back to In the Alley. My name is Cody. Glad you guys are back for another video. It is preview time. We are to week 9 in the Indoor Football League, and we have a Friday night kickoff as we're starting to see more Friday night kickoffs appear before our eyes. This one takes us up to the great frozen tundra of Green Bay, where the Quad City Steamwheelers are looking to, well, steam some wheels as they get off this losing skid, but Green Bay is undefeated at home. So we'll see if anything has to budge here, if anything push comes to shove, or we stay status quo. Let's go dive in. All right, it's preview time. Now, these two teams are headed in different directions. One is on top of the East, one is second from the bottom from the East. I'd said that better in my head. It did not come out the way I wanted it to. Either way, we have Green Bay, top of the East, Quad City, second from the last in the East. One team on a 3-game losing streak. One team has won quite a few games. Now, as you see at the very top here, it's an 8 p.m. Eastern time kickoff on overnight. Green Bay 6-1, 4-0 at home. Quad City 2-5 and 0-4 on the road. Like I just mentioned, is something going to give here where Quad City finally gets an away victory, or is Green Bay going to stay perfect at home? That is something that obviously we have to take into consideration, as this rivalry is pretty good. It's a nice little back and forth, but obviously you see down there Green Bay has the edge. We'll talk about that in 1 minute. But right now we need to talk about our season leaders. Daquan Neal and Liam Thompson are our leading rushers and passers for both sides here. We start with the away side. Daquan Neal, 103 of 178, 1,224 passing yards, 28 passing touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Almost double-digit interceptions, not even halfway through the season. That's not that good, man, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Liam Thompson, 80 of 127, 1,038 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. You can see the disparity right there, as it kind of tells you what the records are right there with 1 interception. Green Bay doing a lot better than 9 interceptions with 2 and 5. Now, that's not to put it all on the interceptions or Daquan Neal or anything like that, but you can kind of tell one team's throwing more turnovers means that they're probably giving more points up to the other side. But regardless, and I know we're going to nitpick and do whatever, but still, bear with me. Rushing leaders, same guys, as I mentioned. Daquan Neal, 54 attempts, 255 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. He's not getting into the end zone nearly as much on the ground compared to Liam Thompson, 66 attempts, 249 yards. Very close in terms of rushing attempts and rushing yards, but the discrepancy again, 11 rushing touchdowns for Liam Thompson. So he is finding the end zone. The offense is doing very, very well for themselves. Green Bay pretty much running on all cylinders. Not as good as Fisher's, but that's a team for a different day. Receiving leaders, this is where it's different. Quinnen Williams, just a man on a mission here. 31 receptions, 440 receiving yards, and 15 receiving touchdowns. Clearly the number one guy on the offense for Quad City. So Daquan Neal finding him, a third of the yards, almost, over half the touchdowns. So, yeah, he's making a name for himself. And then not to be outdone, though, Drayshawn Hudson having a very, very good season, damn near all IFL honors if the season were to end today. 23 receptions, 361 yards, but only 6 receiving touchdowns. So you can nitpick the stats, but I look at those yardage numbers, and 361 yards, I think that's good for, second, third in the league? I mean, easily top 5 if I'm not mistaken. So he's putting on a hell of a show for Green Bay, and they have needed someone like that, obviously with the absence that TJ Davis put into that offense when he went to the Canadian Football League. So there's our season leaders. Let's take a look at our injury report here for both sides. We have an in and an out. David Stevens is put on short-term injured reserve as of a few days ago, but taken off is Marquis Whitlock. So he is put into the roster. David Stevens taken off. So kind of a 1-for-1. There's obviously some more transactions we'll talk about at the 25-man roster. For Green Bay, there is an addition. Jack Studer, wide receiver, has been added to the short-term injured reserve list, and that's pretty much filled up their entire MASH unit. 3 guys on the season injured, 3 guys on short-term. I think you can have up to 4 on short-term if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know the full short-term rules. I think that's correct, though. But regardless, that's where we have it. Taking a look at our game odds here on the other side of the screen. Again, Green Bay is favored by quite a bit in this one. -10.5 at home And I think they're putting that home field advantage and the lack of wins for Quad City into this. Over-under of 89.5, plus 270 for Quad City, so a $10 bet nets you $27 plus the $10 you got back, and then minus 340 for Green Bay. So if you want to bet $10, you're not making a lot of money back when it comes to that. So yeah, and I screwed up there. It opened up at 89.5 here. I forgot to type that in there, so boo me. But that's where we have it for that. For our betting odds, our game information, we are in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Resch Center. Again, 8 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff on overnight. Get the subscription or don't. And our series head-to-head is 10-7 in favor of Green Bay. However, Quad City did get the victory. They just played about a month ago in Quad City where the Steamwheelers got the victory, 51-36. It is Green Bay's only loss on the season. So they want revenge. They are back at home. They want to rectify that loss. Quad City hoping to get an away victory. Excuse me, I'm saying away and road is going to be a road. So trying to get a road victory here for the first time this season and trying to salvage anything of this no good, dirty, rotten season that they've had and hopefully get closer and closer back up to that 500 number as their playoff hopes are slowly slipping away here. But with that, we need to go take a look at our 25-man roster, take a look at our bet and our prediction, and then after that, we wrap everything up. We get out of here. All right, it is time for the 25-man rosters as they are on the screen, and we start with the away side first, as we always do. Quarterbacks DeQuan Neal and Judd Roberts for the Steamwheelers. Just status quo with it. DeQuan Neal being the starter, Judd Roberts being the backup. Same thing as always with the running back position. Jared Ware is going to get the start with number 9. Trenton Barnes is going to be your backup, plays some special teams and everything along those lines there at number 7. Wide receivers, we have some additions. As mentioned earlier, off the short-term injury reserve list at the bottom of that, Marquis Whitlock. But with the usual suspects, Kean Williams, Jalal Dean, Kevon Rudd, and Jordan Vesey, with refusing to report and now on the roster, Jazarick Peterson, the former Bay Area Panther, the former Green Bay Blizzard, the former everywhere he's been, man. I mean, he is a veteran of this game for a reason. A very good return man, too, although I don't know if it's going to be Williams or him being the return man. We'll see if he even suits up, because there's a lot of wide receivers right there that want the ball. Offensive line includes Joel Crowell, Edward Gatling, Matthew Kickle, if I can speak correctly, and Lionel Whittingham. Now, top 3 are going to start. Don't know the status of Lionel Whittingham based on his injury that happened just a couple weeks ago. So if he's good to go, more power to him, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be another round of Crowell, Gatling, and Kickle. To the defensive side, Charles Rosser, Keyshawn Moore, Chimedunga, and Rashawn Williams. So there's been a release of David Abelarinwa off of that defensive line, so you're going with those 4 guys. Pretty sure they're going to suit up all 4 and go from there. So 3 of those guys are going to start. We'll see who it is. They've, like I said, from multiple previews, they've been kind of rotating guys. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's Rosser. Keyshawn Moore's mainly the mainstay, and then we'll see if it's Dunga, Rashawn Williams. So again, 3 of those guys are going to start. 1 is going to be your backup. Linebacker is Alex Harriet. No backup for him. He's going to be the guy to go. And in the secondary, KJ Trujillo, who I think at one point he was with the San Diego Strike Force. I think he's been somewhere else in the offseason. He was signed somewhere else, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been San Diego. But yeah, he's signed over here. I swear he was somewhere else, like Tucson or something like that. Break me over the coals, I forget. Kevin Ransom, Nicholas Harris, Malik Duncan, and Cameron Harrell round that out. So again, couple of cuts and stuff like that to the secondary. Trujillo is brought in, so there's 5 guys right there. It would not shock me if 4 of those guys start. 1 is the backup. How they kind of go about it, we'll see how it goes. Your kicker is Jan Bogdan. Over to the Green Bay side of things, Cole Stenstrom, Liam Thompson, your quarterbacks. Thompson going to be your starter, with Stenstrom being the backup. Running backs include DeMylan Brown and Kerry Robinson. Again, good crop, good stable of skill positions right there. Moving on to the wide receivers, Drayshawn Hudson, Trayvon Alexander, Isaac Ross, and Terrell Carey. We'll see how it goes. Trayvon Alexander, I don't believe has been in the last 2 games for Green Bay, so maybe they've just been holding him out for a little bit. Maybe he has been injured. But regardless, Alexander, we'll see if he suits up into this game. Otherwise, it's more Hudson, more Ross, more Carey. Offensive line includes Delvin Salter, Jamie Navarro, Dakota White, and Andrew Carter. I believe it's going to be Navarro, White, and Carter as your starters. Salter, I believe, has gotten into some games. I can't remember if he's started any. I'd have to look. But regardless, all 4 will probably suit up. To the defensive side, Tavon Grant, Jonathan Ross, Brodarius There we go. Bradarius Lewis, Allen Henry, and Jaquan Griffin. So Sean Mustin being on short-term injury reserve, they bring in another defensive lineman, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be all five suiting up as they have in the past with Sean Mustin being in there as well, but kind of go from there. Jaquan Griffin has been the sub for most of it. Allen Henry's gotten the start. Jonathan Ross, Tavon Grain have gotten starts. So we'll see how it kind of goes. We'll see if Lewis gets into the games at all. I'm sure he will. I don't know if he'll start. See how it goes. We'll play it out. Linebackers include Brian Lee and Brian Horn. They both suit up. They both play. I think Lee is the one that gets the start at linebacker, if I'm not mistaken, and Horn is on special teams. But they do play. They do switch those players out from time to time. So we'll see how it goes. Secondary includes Marcus Hillman, Dorian Davis, Frankie West Jr., DeAndre Glover, and Najee Snyder. So again, 4 of those guys will suit up. 1 will be your sub. We'll see what strategy both teams go with when it comes to what players sit out and everything like that when it comes to the 22 suiting up. Kicker is Andrew Mevis. That's your 25-man roster for your Green Bay Blizzard. That was your 25-man roster for your Quad City Steamwheelers. And with that, we need to go take a look at our bet and our prediction, and we get out of here with that. All right, bet and prediction for this one. I'm going over 89.5. You're asking both these teams to score 45 points, or one team to score a little bit more than 45, a little team to score a little bit less than 45. Regardless, both these teams have proven that they are capable of scoring 40 to 45 plus. We'll see how the defenses go. I do think that the under is in play. This is a very sneaky line to me, but I'm going over 89.5, and my reasoning is Quad City has added a lot of firepower to that wide receiving room. I know you can't suit them all up, but we know that if desperation does have to happen, they will be throwing the ball. They will be throwing it to Kean Williams. They'll be throwing it to Jordan Vesey or Kevon Rudd. We'll see what happens with Jazarick Peterson. I'm a little amazed that Jalal Dean hasn't gotten more looks, but we'll see how it goes. On the Green Bay side, on the offense, it's just the same firepower, man. They'll put up 50 points. They'll put up a lot. I mean, they've proven that they are one of the highest scoring offenses in the league at this point. I'm just based on it all, man. They're 6-1 for a reason. So overall, I'm going over in this one. The under can clearly hit. I'm not upset if it does. Obviously, I'd lose the bet, and that sucks. But I can see a game where, unless Quad City gets it going, man, Green Bay's defense, I think, is a lot better than Quad City's offense, and you can't just base that off of the game that they played. And the reason I say that is because it's just one game. It's simple as that. You can take a look at all the averages and stuff like that, but is there a realm where Quad City could have Green Bay's number this season? Potentially. But at the same time, if you've learned the lessons from the last game and learned from the mistakes and stuff, Green Bay has an opportunity here, like I said earlier, to rectify those mistakes and get the victory and take that over Quad City. I know they play, I think, one more time later on this season, but right now is your good litmus test. This is an opportunity for Green Bay to really cement themselves as the top dog in the East, go to 7-1, and really just beat one of their rivals out of the playoff race. All things considered, at this point, you're not even halfway through the season, and you're 2-6 if you lose this game. You're on the road. You have not won on the road, and you have been abysmal on the road for the last couple of years, man. So Quad City is really up against it. My prediction for this one is 53-42 in favor of Green Bay. I think the losing continues. I truly do. I have not seen anything, especially on the defensive side of the ball. There has not really been anything to suggest to me on the Quad City side that anything has changed. Yes, they've released some guys, but when you look at Abel-Arinwa or Jamon Williams or whatever the case could be, I don't think that those are factors that are resulting in the losses of these games. You didn't really bring anyone in. There's no player on defense right now, minus probably Keyshawn Moore, and maybe this is a wake-up call, but there's no one on that side of the ball that impresses me this season. I mean, Kevin Ransom's looked really, really good, but he's kind of tailed off a little bit as the season has gone along. Maybe he wants more revenge against his former team, and that's fine, but I haven't seen anything about it just yet. On the Green Bay side, too, their defense looks good. They lost Sean Mustin, and that didn't really seem to have them miss a beat or anything like that. They still beat Fishers. So the offense looks good, too. I mean, for Green Bay, I think that offense can score against Quad City's defense. A lot of offenses have, and that's not necessarily a dig. Those are just kind of facts. On the flip side, though, can Quad City's offense beat Green Bay's defense? And I think the answer to that is yes, hence the over. They've proven they can. They've proven they can put up 50-plus points against San Diego while still in a loss. They've proven they can put up points against Orlando. They've proven that they can put up points. Was last week an anomaly against Iowa where they only put up 25, and they only scored 2 points in the second half with the opening second half deuce and nothing else. I'm not sure, because if that's what's going to show up in this week, you might as well just delete the season. I don't really know how else to go about it, but I think you flush that tape and you get right back into it. And we'll see how it kind of goes, because I think they were planning on Ivan Corbin against Iowa, and they got Dante Avila Santos, and it was a completely different game plan. Probably threw him for a loop. I don't know. I'm not there. But regardless, I think that's a point where, again, if you zero in on Keon Williams, maybe Jazaric Peterson gets some playing time. Maybe you do go back to Kevon Rudd. Maybe Jared Ware gets another breakout performance. We'll see how it goes. It's going to rest on Daquan Neal's arms. It's going to rest on his legs as well too. Not to be outdone though. Same thing for Liam Thompson. You've seen a running game, but not nearly what it's been in the last couple of years for Green Bay. Can you get back to that? I'm not sure, but I don't think they're really complaining right now with their record and the way that their offense has been moving. So, over 89, I think both teams can score. And as you see from the prediction, 53-42 gets you 95. So, that's a little less than a touchdown over. So, a little bit of a sweat, all things considered. I don't know which way to go. I'll be honest. I could take Quad City to cover because they covered a 10-point spread in a loss against Iowa. I don't think they're going to win this game. I don't. But I don't know if I trust Green Bay at minus 10.5 because there could be a backdoor cover with that. And you know my feelings towards the spread. I try my best not to go money line because I would take the minus 340, but that's not a good return. So I got to go with one of these minus 110s, and I'm going to go with the over. So if it bites me in the ass, it bites me in the ass, and we go from there. But that's where we have it with our bet and our prediction. It should be a fun game. I think there's a chance for Quad City to make some noise, but I think at the end of the day, Green Bay just has more firepower. They're just a better team. So with that, let's go wrap up and get out of here. And that is it for our preview of our standalone Friday game of Week 9 between Quad City and Green Bay. It should be a great game. A great game in the sense of two rivals going at it. And if there's the possibility of an upset, I'll be shocked. I'll be honest with you. I'll be shocked. If Quad City pulls this upset, I don't know, man. It's Green Bay's only loss, and that could be the kryptonite to Green Bay this season is Quad City, a team that might not make the playoffs, but could prevent them from potentially getting the 1 seed if they can't beat them throughout the season. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm not necessarily sure. I'm just ready for some exciting games throughout this week, and we go from there. We started off with this one. But regardless, that's where we have it here. We got 4 more games after this. We got 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. We kick off Week 9. Go. And we go and we go and we go. And then before you know it, we're in the Indoor Football League Cup. We're going through that. We're going through the little mid-season tournament. We're going through anything and everything pertaining to the halfway point of the season. And it's exciting, but it's also sad because now we're halfway through the season and you just wish you were back at the beginning. So anyway, I'm taking off here, guys. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you want to, like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you don't have to. But yeah, we just keep motoring on here and we just kind of go from there. But until then, I will catch you guys in all of the other previews, all the other recaps, and anything and everything included. And that's pretty much it. I don't really know how else to end it besides that. So I'm just going to take off here, guys. But love you. I love you. I love you. See you.